Birdsong with you again. Let's talk a little bit about criminal law. You know, people always ask me, they stop by and they ask me these criminal law questions, and sometimes I give them the short answer and sometimes the long version. This week, seemingly, people have wanted to know about self-defense. They always hear about self-defense on TV. Well, what are the real rules? There are basically two rules. If someone is using non-deadly force against you, that is, someone raises their hand and looks like they're going to slap you, you have a right to use non-deadly force against them. You can raise your hand and slap them or stop them. That's the rule of non-deadly force. What about deadly force? Someone is going to use, or you think they're going to use deadly force against you. If you reasonably believe that you may be killed or suffer serious bodily injury, you have a right to use deadly force against them. Now, those two rules sound simple, but there are a few permutations. With respect to deadly force, in England the rule developed that before you could use deadly force, you would be forced to retreat. In other words, you couldn't kill them, even if you reasonably believed that they were going to kill you. You could not kill them to save your life until you retreated to what the British call the wall. You couldn't go any further. Your back would be literally against the wall, then you could kill them. Now, this rule originally came over to the colonies, that if you were going to use self-defense, you had to, that is, a non-deadly force. If you're going to use self-defense and deadly force, you had to retreat to the wall. But that rule changed in America. You know, America back in the time of the colonies was a lot different than England. It was less civilized. They had American Indians who wanted to scalp the people who were coming to take their land. They had slaves who weren't happy being slaves and who wanted freedom. So the rule developed what was called the American rule, which was no duty to retreat. You could stand your ground. You didn't have to retreat. Someone was coming after you and you thought or reasonably believed that they were going to kill you or commit very serious bodily harm. You didn't have to run away. You could stand there and you could kill them. And you know what? Many states have that rule. The state that I live in, the state of Florida, has that. There's no duty to retreat. You can plug them. You got a gun, shoot them, whatever. So remember those simple rules. Non-deadly force, you can use non-deadly force against the aggressor. Deadly force, if you reasonably believe that they're going to use deadly force against you, you can use it against them. Now, there are probably other things I can say about this, but you know, the one that you want to know, if you start a fight and then someone hurts you or maybe stabs you or shoots you, you cannot then use self-defense because you were what's known as the initial aggressor. Now, you folks think that that's some hot rule, but you all learn that on the playground when you're in kindergarten. When you start a fight and then you want to go run to your mom and say, well, he did this, well, you started it. Same thing applies in criminal law. The initial aggressor cannot claim self-defense. This is Birdsong. That's all I have to say right now. We'll be back with you again.